Follow all Moasers news on his website, www.moasers.com. And on his Facebook Moasers and Instagram Moasers13 page 2. For daily exclusive publications.
Hello and welcome on Moasers for this new video about the Montage M, and the today topic is about keyboard control and also MIDI management. We have a lot of things to explain to you about that because the Montage M is not the Montage, is not the Modix. Some points are different. That we are going to see all along the video, because on the bonus I will explain to you some points about the SSS, the seamless sound switching. If you are not already a Moasers YouTube follower, please click on subscribe and click on the bell to be informed when I release a new video. If you like the content of that video, please click on the blue thumb. And if you want to support the channel to help me to improve the rendering of that video I release for free for you on YouTube, you have bottom right what we call the super thanks.
What are keyboard controls? It's this little green pad above my finger. Personally, I compare it to a local control on-off, but for the part. In simple terms, do I play the part or do I not play the part with the others? So all the parts that are under keyboard control, here there are 2. I can go to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 8 only parts from 1 to 8. All these parts can be played together from your Montage M keyboard, whether split, separated on the keyboard, or layered, one on top of the other. As long as they're under keyboard control, you can play them together. So far, so simple. But when you start taking this view in display mode, this one, and you see MIDI channels. Part 1, MIDI channel 1, Part 2, MIDI channel 2, if I take another one, MIDI channel 3, yes, but then this is where it changes on the Montage M. If I go to Utility, MIDI I/O, for the moment I'm on MIDI, you'll see why later. Here I've got MIDI channel 1. That's mean. All parts under keyboard control receive and transmit on MIDI channel 1 only. That's the difference with the Montage Mod X. It's a bit like being in hybrid mode all the time. That's what we had for those coming from Montage or MODX. This allows us, for example, to record a performance with the same type of instrument on several parts, on a single MIDI track in Cubase, or any other DAW. But if I add a part, and don't put it under keyboard control, what's the point? We'll do it, we'll take a part. Here it is. Velo Falls, I put it on part 3, but I want to play my piano quietly, and not have the brass with it. What I want is to be able to play this part 3 from another MIDI connected keyboard. So I take it out of keyboard control, and go back to common, so you see it's here. I play the parts that are under keyboard control from my Montage M keyboard. In this example, my Yamaha CK is connected in MIDI 5 pinned in on MIDI channel 10. Here I'm on MIDI channel 3, which is where in this view I can define that. You will play only from the other keyboard, and on this MIDI channel. This is where the MIDI channel comes into the game. As you can see, I didn't have my hands on the Montage M keyboard, so the parts that aren't under keyboard control can be played from another keyboard. But I'd like the CK keyboard to be able to control not only the brass section, but also a string section. Can we do that? Hop remove the keyboard control, assign it to MIDI channel 10, and let's see what happens. I can manage both. I don't necessarily need my other keyboard to be multi-zone. I can put several parts on my Montage M, excluding keyboard control on the same MIDI channel. That's something you couldn't do before with the Montage or Mod X, but now you can, right from the screen. But also, you want to test this string alone. If you need to edit it, instead of being in common, you take it here with the button there. I'm selecting this part. As you can see, I no longer play the other parts. No, because I've selected this part, which is out of keyboard control. So specifically, I only play this part. You can use this to make a solo too, for example. You set it, you adjust it, you come back to common to play the parts that are under keyboard control, and these other two sections are played in my example, with the Yamaha CK. Can you also control virtual instruments? In the past, you had to go into master mode to unactivate the part. Absolutely not with the Montage M. The first thing to do for me is to go to Utility and switch to USB. This way, my CK no longer controls anything, since I've cut the 5-pin DIN connection. Obviously, I'm using Camelot Pro, and to keep up with Yamaha and Steinberg, I'm using HAL Ion Sonic. You can see that I've set up 6 parts, and each one reacts on its own MIDI channel, a bit like the idea of Montage or Mod-X in multi-mode. Here MIDI channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 quite simply. How do I control one of these HAL Ion Sonic part? I'm going to add a part, any part, I don't cares, I'll take the first one that comes along. It's not important. And this part, take a good look at it, double-click quickly, it switches to what we call external. You see the color has changed, blue, which means it's going to play something external. You can also see, I hope you will, that the color is slightly bluer too, on the button of your Yamaha Montage M. To let you know, this part is external. Can I manage things with my fader that's there? Look, I'm moving, look you see, it's receiving MIDI. And I can choose the MIDI channel of my choice. Obviously I can put it on MIDI channel 1, since it's an external, and play the organ combo in dual. But be careful. As you can see, it's not the part level that moves, it's the master level that moves here. Etc. etc. You can see that it's quite simple to take control of a virtual instrument by setting it up like this, on external, and choosing the MIDI channel. With the fader, you can even control certain things directly from your Montage M.
Would you like to take in hand, learn or improve your knowledge of your Yamaha synthesizer or stage keyboard? Book your Moesu Masterclass now. Your private session is conducted online through Zoom. Take all benefit of Joel expertise for all these topics. It's available for users all over the world, through Music Hackspace platform, in English or in French. It's easy, select your date and time from the Moesu calendar available slots on your time zone. Choose your topic and after your online personal meeting, you can download your session video to review it, as many anytime you need. And now, that's the bonus time.
So for this bonus, we're going to talk about the famous SSS. Seamless sound switching. It's not a switch you can cut. In fact, as long as you have parts, from 1 to 8, whether they're under keyboard control, external, off keyboard control, if you change performance, you won't have any sound cuts. I'm going to switch to mixing view here, on parts from 1 to 16. As soon as I add a part between 9 and 16, I'll lose the performance change without sound cutting. So you've seen in the example, which I've really taken the time to show you, that you can put parts in keyboard control, out of keyboard control, in external on 1 to 8. So you can keep this performance change without cutting the sound. That's how you should try to work as much as possible. However, if you've taken all your parts from 1 to 8, I'll put 1 in 10, and you'll see right away that I've got the SSS pop-up disable. Now I've got a part here, under the control of my Yamaha CK. if I go back as I was earlier. As you can see, I was selected my part 10, so he put me here. That's why using the mixing view is a good trick, quite nice. I didn't need to switch to the parts like that. As I had selected it in mixing, well, it put me directly on it. But I remind you that for my Velo Falls in the string section earlier, I had put them on MIDI channel 10 for the CK. So here, for this example, I'm going to mute them. And you can see that the color changes here, so that you can hear that I've got the bass control here, which I've put on part 10, so by default, on the MIDI channel of my CK. So here I've put it on part 10, and if I put something new, I'll take the first synth lead that comes. You can see that if I select it, and if I've already used all my parts from 1 to 8, in layer or split, all under keyboard control for example, and I need to go and play a 9th part solo, this is the way to go and play it. This is the way to play a part solo, by selecting part 9. The mixing view is useful, because it allows you to select parts on the screen. It lets you select parts fairly quickly, without necessarily having to do Shift plus part. Here it's flashing, and here you see that I'm taking the part, which go from 9 to 16, or if I press here, I come back here, like that. And the last question. Could I take one of the parts from 9 to 16, and select it, to play a VST in external? Of course you can. You don't have keyboard control on parts 9 to 16. You can either play them solo from the Montage M keyboard, or play them from another keyboard or sequencer software, as they don't have keyboard control. Here I'm going to do Shift plus part. Now I have nothing on 9, so I'm going to take the 10, here we go, and there 10, double click, talk, I can switch it to external, and I can control a VST or a 3. As example, I'm going to come on my MIDI channel 6, I'm going to switch back to utility in USB. You can see that even on these parts, from 9 to 16, I can also play a virtual instrument, but only as a solo from my Montage M keyboard. So that's it for this bonus about SSS. If you've really used everything in parts 1 to 8, you can go from 9 to 16, but you will not have the SSS.
This is video ending. I hope you have liked it. I hope you have find it interesting. As a reminder, you can book your Moesio Masterclass directly on the Music Arcspace platform. See you soon for one other Moesio video. Bye.
Would you like to discover, learn, or improve your knowledge of your Yamaha synthesizer or stage keyboard? Book your Moesers Masterclass now. Your private session is conducted online through Zoom. Take all benefit of Moesers' expertise, Yamaha synthesizers and stage keyboard specialist and consultant for Yamaha Music Europe and France. As member of International Yamaha Tech Talk live team, Music Hackspace instructor and host of the Camelot Pro Sessions, Joel take care of your experience level. Whether you're a beginner or a skilled user, get the most out of your Yamaha synthesizer, stage keyboard, John Mayla's software suite or Camelot Pro. Book your session for your personal Moesers 1-to-1 session. It's available for users all over the world through Music Hackspace platform. It's easy. Select your date and time from the Moesers calendar available slots on your time zone. Thank you for watching this Moesers video. Do not forget to click on like, subscribe and click on the bell to be informed when a new video is online. Do not hesitate to write a comment or ask a question. See you soon, bye!